don't like disorder in my room. Clean it up, Tay.
Fuck you, man!
And you, hand over the ice pick.
What ice pick, man? I ain't got no ice pick.
This is my class, Rodriguez. I know everything, and I don't allow weapons in here.
This ain't your class, bitch. I'll carry what the fuck I want. You better take that Superman shit somewhere else.
Thank you.
The story opens with a new teacher named Smith standing in front of his class, trying to teach. The moment he turns toward the blackboard, a boy named Ty crushes a paper ball and throws it at him. But Smith isn't just a teacher. He's a former secret agent. He spots the attack before it even happens, catches the paper mid-air, and flicks it right back into Ty's mouth. The entire class freezes. Shocked, Ty gets furious and charges at Smith, ready to fight. But Smith drops him effortlessly, like it's nothing. Then another student, Rig, stands up. He's holding a weapon. Smith calmly asks him to hand it over. When Rig refuses, Smith twists his fingers and takes the weapon away from him in one clean move. At that moment, every kid in the room understands one thing clearly. Messing with Smith is a terrible idea. The class goes dead silent. Like someone pressed a mute button, Smith takes full control and actually starts teaching them. But here's the twist. A while ago, this man wasn't a teacher at all. His real name is Jonathan Shell, a highly trained military intelligence operative. Shell and his team were assigned a covert mission. They were completing it perfectly until the media somehow discovered the operation. To save their reputation, the government lied. They claimed these soldiers acted on their own. They paid them off to stay quiet, but banned them from ever serving again, because if they returned, the truth might come out. Next, we see Shell's wife, Jane, in their hometown. She's a high school teacher, calm, caring, and extremely good at her job. She's teaching peacefully when suddenly loud chaos erupts in the school courtyard. Students are fighting. It isn't a random fight. This is a coordinated attack on one boy. Jane and another teacher, Mr. Sherman, rush in to stop it. Sherman manages to break up the brawl and save the injured student. Jane then confronts the boy behind all the violence, Lucas. Lucas isn't an ordinary kid. He's the powerful leader of a gang called Kings of Destruction. Jane calmly tells him what he's doing is wrong, but Lucas doesn't care. He steps closer and threatens her. "Stay out of my business or you'll regret it."
Because if you don't,
If I don't, what?
fucking wish you did.
Then storms off. Jane and Mr. Sherman immediately go to the principal's office. They explain everything and beg for strict action against Lucas, but the principal refuses and simply asks, "Where's the proof?" Angry and frustrated, Jane storms out, promising, "Fine, I'll bring evidence, no matter what it takes." As Jane walks to her car, Lucas's entire gang surrounds her vehicle. They've stuffed gum into the keyhole so she can't open it. She struggles while the boys laugh and mock her. After a long effort, she finally gets in and drives away. When Jane reaches home, Shell, her husband, is waiting. She feels relief just seeing him. After a long time apart, she's happy to have him back. Shell tells her the truth. He's been kicked out of the military. They talk about their future, but Shell has no idea what comes next. The next morning, Jane goes out for her usual beach jog, unaware that one of Lucas's gang members is waiting for her. The moment she runs past him, he attacks her with a stick. Luckily, Shell happens to be nearby. He hears her scream, rushes in, and saves her. He takes Jane to the hospital, shaken and terrified. Jane tells him everything. The attack wasn't random. It was the students, Lucas's gang. Shell sees the fear in her eyes. He promises her, "I won't let anything happen to you, and whoever did this will pay." Shell decides to go undercover as a teacher. He'll enter the school himself and rip this problem out from the roots. He prepares for the mission, adopts a new identity, John Smith, and applies for a job at the school. The principal hires him temporarily. Smith politely says he'll do his best, but he already knows why he's really there: to find the people responsible for attacking Jane. On his first day, Smith walks into the classroom and sees the wildest students he's ever encountered. These aren't kids. They're like untamed animals. The classroom doesn't even look like a classroom. As he takes attendance, he realizes nobody cares about studying, nobody listens, nobody behaves. Later in the staff room, Smith meets Mr. Sherman again, who introduces him to the librarian, Dylan. During their chat, Sherman tells him Lucas and his gang have taken full control control of the school, Anna adds that she suspects the principal himself might be involved. But Sherman quickly argues, no way, he used to be a police officer. He can't be corrupt. Still, Smith feels something off. Later, while talking to the principal, Smith notices strange details, like a gold Rolex on the principal's wrist, a watch far too expensive for a principal's salary. Smith intentionally asks provocative questions, trying to get a reaction, but the principal calmly replies, "Focus on your class, not on my watch." That evening, Smith gathers with his old military squad, the same team kicked out alongside him. They all show up because Smith asked. He instructs them to monitor the school closely. One teammate, Holland, hesitates and doesn't want to get involved, but the rest agree. The next day in class, the same paperball prank repeats, the moment where the story began. After being humiliated by Smith again, Rigg runs straight to the principal to complain. The principal immediately sends the security guard Marvin to check on Smith's class. When Marvin arrives, he's shocked. The class is quiet. Every student is actually studying. He rushes back to tell the principal, who is left speechless. Meanwhile, Smith talks with students, and they slowly open up about their struggles. Lucas suddenly asks, "Sir, have you ever been stabbed before?" Then several kids show knife scars on their bodies, their attempt to intimidate him. A few days later, Smith reviews CCTV footage and notices the principal heading toward his office. Smith quickly closes his laptop and acts casual. The principal walks in and says some kids are planning to get Smith kicked out. He advises Smith to just apologize, but Smith calmly says, "I'm not apologizing to students." The principal snaps back, saying he won't tolerate this kind of attitude anymore and orders Smith to leave the school immediately. But Smith calmly reminds him, "Sir, our contract clearly states you must give me a 2-week notice." That confidence hits the principal hard. For the first time, doubt creeps in. Who exactly is this guy? Because he definitely isn't some regular teacher.
I don't have to let you go.
No, wait a minute. According to the union, you can't fire me without 2 weeks' notice, not unless you want a public hearing in front of the school board.
Hey, you do what you have to do. On the other hand, I want to be fair. You go ahead and take your 2 weeks.
Thanks. That's all I wanted.
The principal orders his team to check every certificate Smith submitted, and the results shock him. Every single document Smith provided is fake. Every record completely fabricated. The next day, when Smith is teaching, Lucas and his gang deliberately walk in late, trying to provoke him. Smith stops them, and Lucas casually throws out a fake apology. Smith doesn't buy it. He points to the board and firmly says, "Write sorry 10 times. Lucas doesn't move. Smith doesn't hesitate. "Fine, now you'll write it 100 times. Lucas finally realizes Smith isn't bluffing. He'll make him write every single word if needed. Trying to shift the energy, Smith asks the class about their future goals. What do you want to become? What do you want from life? And slowly, something changes. The kids begin opening up. For the first time, they feel like someone actually cares. His words hit them emotionally, almost like someone finally switched on a light inside their minds. Just as class ends, the principal barges in, smiling unnaturally. He compliments Smith on how well he handles the class and invites him to his office. But this polite act is nothing more than bait, because behind the scenes, the principal has already made a deadly plan with Lucas. They want Smith eliminated, but what they don't know is Smith is always 2 steps ahead. He already saw their entire meeting on CCTV, so he shows up fully prepared, wearing a bulletproof vest, entering the library quietly, waiting for them. Lucas arrives, the principal arrives, and their hired thugs follow. The moment they step inside, Smith attacks like lightning. He takes down the thugs with ruthless precision, each strike sharp and controlled. Then he grabs them one by one and throws them straight out the library window. But one gang member manages to grab Smith's gun and fires at him. Then Lucas coldly orders, "Kill the librarian too and get out." Just as the thug aims at the librarian, Smith reveals he's still alive. He takes the guy out and throws him outside to join the others. Smith climbs down the building, and when the principal sees him, he panics. He immediately switches to innocent pretend mode, acting like he has no idea what just happened inside. Smith simply pretends nothing happened, and that scares the principal even more. What kind of man acts like bullets weren't just fired? Meanwhile, Mr. Sherman goes to visit Jane at home. He sees a photo of her and her husband and suddenly realizes the new teacher at their school is Jane's husband.
School, everybody missing me? Everybody thinking about me?
Nope. That substitute you hired is amazing. Where'd you find him?
Well, I didn't find him. Shale found him.
Shale.
Yeah, the guy I met in Nicaragua.
On the other side, Smith's military team is keeping eyes on Lucas's entire gang. One of them tails Lucas closely and keeps reporting his movements to Smith. Later that evening, Smith returns home, only to freeze. Jane now knows the truth. She says Sherman told her everything. Now that the truth is out, Smith explains that the school is rotten from the inside. Even the principal is involved with Lucas's gang, and Smith is ready to do anything to protect the students. Smith's team continues the mission. Meanwhile, Joey calls Smith to the docks, suspecting that a major drug deal is happening, one involving Lucas's gang members. They wait until dark, then strike. Smith pulls a gun, orders the dealers to the ground and disarms them. While Smith handles them, Joey goes after the others. Suddenly, Smith's old teammate, Holland, shows up, and it looks like he's working with the gang. He points a gun at Smith and orders him to fight a muscular gang member. The man attacks Smith brutally, strike after strike, but Smith fights back fiercely, hitting his neck and dropping him with a powerful kick. Holland laughs, impressed. "You still got it," he says. As the big thug charges from behind, Holland shoots him, saving Smith. Together, they dump all the drugs into the river, pocket the money, and leave.
What do you want to do with this? Hey, no, I'm getting stuck, cabrón, now!
The next morning, the principal watches the news. Authorities have discovered tons of drugs along the riverbank. Before he can process it, his phone rings. It's the drug lord, Chrono. He threatens the principal and demands the money for the drug shipment. Got it? The principal, terrified, storms into school and starts shouting at Lucas, demanding to know how everything went wrong. Lucas blames everything on Smith. It's that new teacher. He's the reason all this happened. But Smith? Yeah, he's not hiding anything anymore. In fact, he gets on the school's PA system and proudly announces that he's going to use the drug dealer's money to upgrade the school. And to top it off, he throws a massive pizza party for every student. The entire school starts cheering for him. Right then, the principal rushes in and threatens to fire Smith in front of everyone. But Smith had already won the kids' hearts. Even Sherman steps forward to support him. Smith warns Sherman, "You're a good man. Stay away from these criminals." Even the principal is working with dangerous people. But Sherman still believes the principal is innocent. That night, Smith becomes a target again. Two gang members tail him in a car and open fire. His car spins out of control and crashes straight into a house. Everyone assumes Smith is dead.
Yes? Good.
At that same moment, Sherman discovers gang members packing drugs in the school's basement. He realizes this is his chance to gather proof, but the principal notices his shadow and starts chasing him. Sherman is with his student Layla. He tells her to hide. "I'll distract them. Whatever happens, tell Smith." Sherman sprints through the basement, trying everything to escape, but eventually he's cornered. The principal pulls out a gun and shoots Sherman himself. Hidden nearby, Layla witnesses the entire murder. The moment she finds a chance, she runs to tell her friend everything. The next day, the whole school is grieving. Rumors spread everywhere. Smith died in the car crash. Kids are heartbroken, and right then, Smith walks straight into the hallway. Everyone freezes. Smith smirks and says, "What happened? Why the long faces? Someone die or what?" Lucas and his gang? They look like they've seen a ghost. Later, Smith confronts a teacher named Wolfson. He has solid proof Wolfson is tied to the drug network. Smith warns him, "Stop ruining these kids' lives. Help me shut this down." But Wolfson refuses. Smith knocks him out and forces information out of him. Meanwhile, Lucas and the gang decide to attack Jane at home. They break in, smash the window, and hold her at gunpoint. At the same time, Layla and her friend rush to Smith's house to tell him what really happened to Sherman, but the gang catches them and takes them hostage too. Moments later, Smith arrives home. He senses something's wrong but pretends to fall for their trap. Then, suddenly, boom, he attacks, taking down gang members one after another. But the gang is huge. They finally overpower Smith and restrain him. Lucas calls his boss, Chrono, who orders, "Kill everyone right now."
I don't care who he is. When we hang up, kill him.
Suddenly, the doorbell rings. It's Jane's landlady. Lucas threatens Jane. "Get rid of this old lady now." Jane does exactly that, but in the distraction, Smith gets his moment. He drives a knife into a thug's leg and jumps back into the fight. He tears through the gang, taking them down one by one. Lucas grabs Jane and points a gun at her. "If you want her alive, drop your weapon." Smith has no choice. He throws the gun. Lucas shoves Jane aside and prepares to finish Smith, but Layla's friend picks up a gun and fires. Lucas drops dead. With With the gang gone, Smith loads all the bodies into a vehicle and dumps them at the principal's door. A declaration of war. Now Smith gathers his entire team. They are going to storm the school. Soon the school turns into a full-on battle zone. Bullets rip through walls. Explosions shake the hallways. But Smith and his team are trained commandos. One by one, they take out the criminals. Eventually, Holland captures drug lord Chrono. He's about to arrest him when the principal shoots Holland from behind. The principal hides with Chrono, waiting for Smith. Smith enters strategically. Lights off. Weapons ready. He attacks both of them alone. During the fight, Chrono shoots Smith in the shoulder. But before Chrono can finish him, Holland, bleeding out on the floor, uses his last breath to shoot Chrono dead. Now only Smith and the principal remain. The principal grabs a fire extinguisher and smashes it into Smith. Smith's gun falls. The principal grabs it, but the chamber is empty.
So, you're right, great teacher. You're mercenary, in it for the money like everybody else.
It's never about the money.
It's always about the money. If it's not about the money, what the hell else is there?
I try to explain it to you, Claude, but there's some things that just can't be taught.
Smith then finishes the principal with his bare hands. And finally, after all the chaos, the school is free from the gang's rule. Justice is served. If you enjoyed the breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.